Hi, everyone. Marianne Markowitz, your brain balance dynamic meditation coach, as well as executive recruiter. I've been coaching people my entire career, so I'm wearing both hats today. And I want you to look behind me. Let's see if I can get there. I am where I need to be at this moment. I want to invite you to be more caring and loving towards yourself. So don't judge yourself, love yourself. And this actually came from some notes I found as I'm feng shuiing my desk over here of all of the reams of notebooks and classes I've taken. This is from Dr. Wayne Dyer's work before he passed. And he said, if you're having moments where you're finding you're being unpleasant with yourself, maybe there's anger, which generally is because of a past memory, and you're attaching some meaning to that memory. It could be future fear. And again, you're attaching some old thought here to the future, and that's creating fear and contraction. It could be hatred, and that's just, again, maybe picking up old patterns. So becoming aware of what are these emotions and what are these old patterns of programming. But these are the top three: anger, fear, and again, that gnarly feeling. Could be hatred, maybe that's a little strong, but just not feeling good towards others. Guess what? That means you probably are having that same feeling towards yourself. And sometimes this may not resonate with you. And what do I mean by that? Some people say, oh, it's just, it's too cheesy to say, oh, be kind to yourself. Then let's turn that around. Can you look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I really did the very best I could? Or do you say, not that wasn't a job well done, Marianne. You really procrastinated and did these things instead of this. So look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. And so that's number one. But then let's go through this. You're having negative thoughts towards yourself, like, oh, I'm never going to get this done. I'm never going to learn this, or this, I can't stand my coworker. Number one, watch the thought. And number two, correct the thought. So it's a different thought. It could be, maybe I just need to put myself in that person's shoes for a nanosecond, and maybe I'll understand where they're coming from. So just change that thought and change the behavior. One really good way to do this is just to get up. I remember one coaching client, the company she worked for was acquiring tons of other companies. And she said, oh, they're changing everything from the paper towels to the toilet paper. And I can just feel it when somebody's going to come into my office and be negative. And I said, change the scenery. Just get up, take a walk, go make yourself some green tea. Just do something different when you have that feeling. And the end of the story is that happened like 4 years ago. She's still there, loving life. So watch the thought, correct the thought. And the correct the thought can be anything from just, again, being aware of it and saying, okay, so that person's being a real jerk. How can I get above that? And how can I learn from this? Maybe you need to create healthier boundaries. It's called negotiation, people. It's a very healthy skill to learn to negotiate and take care of yourself. So then change the behavior, and that can be getting up and walking and changing the scenery. And number four, when you change the behavior because of the awareness, then what you're doing is you're reconstructing the wiring in your brain. And if you do it over and over again, just like the client who said, oh, I can just feel it when somebody's going to come into my office and be negative. She gave herself the permission to say, yeah, it's okay if I say, oh, excuse me, gotta go make some green tea. Excuse me, gonna go do this. And it breaks their pattern as well. So don't judge yourself, love yourself, You are where you need to be. How can you look at what you would normally attach a negative thought to and say, what can I learn from today because of this happening? All right. Hope this is helpful. Let me know and make it a great fourth quarter.